Hello and welcome back. Yes, this is the real Tish. I want to continue on with my mother's abuse. I got blamed for things I never did. She would not take responsibility for the incidents that she created. If I was there in the scenario, it was always my fault. Case in point, never forget the day my mother set up the playpen in the living room. I was there watching TV. She put my baby sister in the playpen, which was up against the bookcase. All of a sudden I hear I turned around. In my horror, my sister was tearing pages out of the Bible. I couldn't get there fast enough. I got the Bible out of her hands, and there was bits and pieces of paper all over, and I tried to put them together, and I tried to put it back into the Bible. I was hoping and praying my mother didn't find out. Well, I don't know how she found out, but she found out. Whack! It was my fault. I should have been watching her. She never told me to watch her. I would have been sitting there watching her. Never said a word. She assumed that everything was okay. It was not okay. My fault. Oh, I'll never forget Uncle Bill's visits. I loved Uncle Bill. He was funny. He was just energetic and ready to go and wanted to play with me. And I enjoyed his visits initially. He'd be turning me around and I'd be laughing. And I was doing tumble salts and he was just egging me on. And he was so much fun. My mother was all smiles. Until Uncle Bill left. Why do you do that? Why do you play with him? Stay away from him. I can remember repeatedly, stay away from him. Stay away from him. Well, next time I didn't listen. It was the same old story. She kept saying, stay away from him. See, it was my fault. She never addressed Uncle Bill and said, Uncle Bill, because it was her uncle too. Uncle Bill, try not to get her so excited, okay? Let's try to, calm it down a little bit. No. And then I realized that my mother really was a coward. It was my fault, not hers. Now, there was a time that we used to go to a really beautiful lake in New Jersey, and we had a lot of fun. It actually was a family reunion. There was a lot of people there. And I don't remember my mom with me, and I know my dad was sitting way back in a table, and I know he was playing cards with his uncles and his brothers. He had 5 brothers. Anyway, all of a sudden, an uncle picked me up and took me out further. And I knew I was in the deep part, but I was pretending to swim. I'm splashing all around. I'm having a good old time. He's holding me. I feel secure. And then all of a sudden, he put me on this platform. It was a wooden platform, kind of like in the middle of the lake. And I realized that it was a place where people could jump off and into the lake or dive in if you could. So he put me up there and he told me, I'll be back. You just stay right here. I'll be back. And of course, I believed that he would be back. No sooner did I realize that I'm being pushed. I mean, it was a push. It was so hard of a push that I was able to turn around to look at who pushed me. Of course, there I was in the water going down, and I realize I'm in trouble, and I'm paddling, and I realize I don't know where I am in the water, but I'm still paddling. I tried to open my eyes. I know I squinted, but I couldn't do it. And I'm paddling. I'm not hearing my breath, but I'm trying to breathe and I can't. There's this horrible pain, and it's getting harder and harder, and I can't breathe. And all of a sudden, this force grabbed a hold of me. I didn't know what it was. Was it a big fish? I don't know what it was. And all of a sudden, this force brought me up out of that lake. Thank God, thank the Lord, that he turned around and looked and saw that girl push me off. What seemed like forever to me, he was there in a flash. I could have drowned. I could have drowned in that lake if he hadn't turned around and saw what was happening. Now, I really blame my parents. I think they were very negligent. Very negligent. Taking me to this lake and not teaching me how to swim in it is negligence. And my father was a darn good swimmer. I know he swam in meets for the city of Philadelphia. He was a good swimmer. Why didn't he take the time? Because he never once was in the lake with me. But why didn't he take the time to make sure I could swim and survive in case something happened? Well, of course, my grandparents, they found out about it, and every Saturday for about 2 years, my papa took me to an inside pool in back of the Art Museum of Philadelphia. It's not there now. I know they took it out of there, but every Saturday I was there. I was in that water, and I was learning to swim. So here we go. I'm being saved again. I'm being saved again by Mom and Papa. God. Another time when I needed help. I don't know what I did, but I did something bad. I was a bad girl, and she got this bottle. She told me to open my mouth, and of course I did, and boom, 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 something's going in my mouth. It started to burn. I was on fire. I don't remember. I couldn't look. I couldn't open my eyes. Oh my God, I'm coughing. And I started to gag. And that's all I know. That is all I remember. What happened to me? Did I faint? Did I faint? Something happened. I was traumatized, I guess. And I'll never forget, because my bedroom was up against the kitchen. And I can remember when my father got home from work. And he used to get home late sometimes. And I can hear her relaying the story to my father. And I can remember him saying, Elmira, think about what you've done. You could have killed her. And there I am, tucked in my bed, listening to this. And I hear my mother saying, I will never do that again. So something must have happened. Something really, really must have happened. The next time she traumatized me was when Elmira went to Elvira in drag. She would do. Scare me to death. She was a witch. My mom turned into a witch. And the eyes are coming down at me. And then she'd go back to her original self. Phew. What happened there? My mom was a witch, and now she's back to her old self. She scared the life out of me. She really scared the life out of me. I remember her doing it again and again. And my mother lost her credibility. Didn't know that word then, but I knew then I could not trust my mother. It's a lesson I would always remember. I thank you for watching this video. If you like what you see, please send me a comment and get on my channel again. I'd appreciate it. Love your comments. I would love the viewing audience. So please, if you're watching this, make an effort, please, to comment. Even if it's just a thumbs up, I would sincerely appreciate it. Bye.